What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1991 movie, LA Story. So with the help of a talking freeway billboard, a wacky weatherman tries to win the heart of an English newspaper reporter who is struggling to make sense of the strange world of early 90s Los Angeles. So I think this is a really fun romantic comedy. It's actually kind of an underrated one from the 90s. Steve Martin is really great in here as Harris K. Telemarketer. He plays the role really well, and he's just a really likable character, and really one of the most Steve Martin characters out of the ones he played back in the 90s and stuff. But he's just really good in this role. Steve Martin's then wife at the time, Victoria Tennant, is also pretty good in here as Harris's love interest, Sarah. They have really great chemistry together, which makes sense seeing they were husband and wife at the time and everything, and they really work good together. Richard E. Grant and Sarah Jessica Parker are also great in here in supporting roles and everything, and they both stand out, especially Sarah Jessica Parker. I think this is one of my favorite movies of hers, too. She's just a really likable character and has a really likable screen presence in one of her first movies. I love the LA setting. It really sets the tone and vibe of the movie and everything, but I also love like how 90s this movie feels too. When I think of LA, I think of 90s LA because of movies like this and stuff, and I just love the vibe of it. It's just really, really well done movie. The way Harris starts talking to the freeway sign that gives him love advice shouldn't work as well as it does, and everything that just sounds really, really ridiculous. Even on paper it sounds ridiculous, but the way it's executed in the movie is actually really well done and everything, and it only works because it's written by Steve Martin. Like, Steve Martin has this really weird sense of humor and weird idea of doing things in his movies and stuff. You look at movies like The Man with Two Brains and stuff, and the same kind of weird humor in that movie that this one kind of has and everything, but it works really good and everything, and nobody else could have pulled that off other than Steve Martin and everything. But I think it's very, very weird that this movie actually makes you care about a freeway sign and everything, and the freeway sign is supposed to represent the city of Los Angeles, and is like the reincarnated ghost of a bagpipe player or something. It's very, very, very weird. It's like just totally, completely something that Steve Martin would come up with. But I don't know why, but I get it. It's very, very weird and stuff, but it's just the type of humor that I really like and everything. There's some cool cameos in this movie too. Rick Moranis and Chevy Chase have little appearances in here, and then also got small appearances from Woody Harrelson and Martin Lawrence before they became big and stuff. I think Martin Lawrence was just starting to make it in the early 90s when this movie came out, and Woody Harrelson was still finding his footing and stuff, so it's cool kind of getting to see them in early roles. Also, the movie just reeks of early 90s and everything. It feels like a time capsule and everything. Well, I like it. The movie came out the year before I was born and stuff, but it just, you can tell when this movie was made and everything, and I like that about that. I love watching movies that take me back to certain eras and everything. Like there's a lot of the 80s movies I love because it takes me back to a time before I was born, and this one is actually set in the 90s before I was born, because I was born in 92, and I like the feel of this movie. The pacing is pretty good too. It never gets slow and boring. It keeps you guessing like who he's going to end up with, because he dates like 3 different women in this movie and everything, but it all leads back to Sarah and stuff. She's the one that you want to see him with because she's the one he wants to be with, and it all works out and everything. The humor isn't the absolute best we've gotten from Steve Martin. I do feel like he's had funnier movies and stuff, but I think it still works really, really good, and I think this is one of his more underrated movies. I know it did pretty good with critics and stuff when it came out and everything. I think it was even a pretty decent hit, but it's just one that doesn't get talked about when people talk about Steve Martin stuff. This isn't one that's ever really mentioned and everything. And I've always thought this movie was pretty good and everything. As far as negatives go, I do feel like Harris had too many love interests and stuff that they could have maybe just had him have 2 and everything to choose from, and instead he gets like at least 3 and everything. And although it does also, even though I do think he could have really just stuck with 2 and everything instead of having too many love interests, I do feel like the movie does do a good job at representing how difficult dating can be and stuff and everything. Like even back in the 90s, it was difficult and stuff. It's even more difficult nowadays, but they did a good job with that. If this movie came out nowadays, I don't think it would have been near as good and stuff. And everything. It has a 90s charm to it for sure. But all in all, I think LA Story isn't the most groundbreaking movie or anything, but it's a fun enough time and everything. It's a good movie with fun performance by Steve Martin, who also helped write the movie, and it's got a really quirky sense of humor and everything, and just his weird quirkiness with the freeway signs and stuff like that that make me enjoy this movie for what it is and everything. So I'd give LA Story an 8 out of 10. It's not one of the absolute best movies ever made or anything, but it's still a good time and everything. It's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of Steve Martin or just 90s rom-coms and stuff. This is one of the more underrated ones from back then and everything. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of LA Story, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody. I just want to say thank you for watching this video and everything. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends and get more people going, help the channel grow. I really appreciate it, and thank you all, and have a good day.